All right. Hello, everyone. Let me get my mic. Oh, up over here. Oh, Jesus, my computer. My poor pooter. How is it going, friends? Hopefully we've got audio and video. I'm gonna double check. Oh my God, gotta watch an ad first. Sorry about that. Okay, looks like we've got audio and stuff. I'm gonna get the chat on my phone. Hopefully, I don't really know how I'm gonna do this because my room's kind of a wreck right now. So how's it going, everyone? Happy Monday. Welcome to another stream. Recently, I've gotten a fair few comments. Well, not really recently, just over the last while. I've gotten quite a few comments asking about the Modal Argon 8. Because it sits at a pretty good price point between my Waldorf Blofeld and the Novation Peak. So I wanted to get one and try it out. So I got in touch with the folks over at Modal Electronics, and they hooked me up with their US distributor, which is Voltage & Company. So they sent me an Argon 8, and I also, believe it or not, have the Cobalt 8 coming my way. So I'm very excited to try that one out as well, because that one just recently got released. I first heard about the Argon 8 back at KnobCon in 2019, and I was pretty impressed with it, but it kind of fell off my radar because I think the ASM Hydrosynth kind of took over the headlines. Also, cheers. Kentucky bourbon tonight, Larceny, great bottle. Yeah, so the ASM Hydrosynth kind of took over and kind of forgot, and then recently I saw the Cobalt 8, saw some stuff about that, and then I saw that the Argon 8 got this big update with MPE and new patches and some other stuff, so pretty exciting, really excited to dig into this thing. All I have done is plug this thing in and test it to make sure it works. So what we're going to be doing in this stream is kind of just exploring this thing and having some fun with it. Do bear in mind, I literally just unboxed this thing, like the box is right over there behind me. I have not really messed with this thing all that much. So bear in mind I might screw some things up or just not know what the hell I'm talking about. Also, this webcam situation I'm not sure on. I think I'm going to try and move all this over so I can get you kind of over the shoulder and actually see what I'm doing here. So let me adjust that. I also need to figure out my chat. I can't see my chat right now because my phone is almost dead. So I really need to buy a new phone. I really need to buy a new phone. My phone battery barely lasts like half a day anymore. It's brutal. I guess we'll go with that because my webcam cable is not very long, and now I have cables all tangled over each other. All right. Oh boy. All right. Professional internet sensation. Man. I cannot wait to move. We're like gonna move relatively soon at a new place, and I can't wait. Oh God. Well, okay, let's try and rotate this just a bit more. That's the problem, is like I don't have enough room in this damn place. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I think that's the best I can do. Honestly, unfortunately. I can't really get any closer. Yeah, so that's gonna have to do. So yeah, let's get this thing up in DAWg. And give it a go. Let's make sure we've got sound. Cool. Let's get through a patch here. Let's just load this. Make sure that works. Hopefully that camera angle is okay. Man, my stupid phone cable won't charge. So, all right, well, good enough. Oh, Matt's here. What's going on, Matt? Vegas mode on the KSP. Yeah, right. Man, this setup sucks. I cannot wait to move. We're about to buy a house, so I'm really excited to do that and get the hell out of here where I have like more than 3 fucking inches of space to do anything. All right, so yeah, I guess let's just play this patch for a minute. Huh. I'm gonna add a limiter in DAWg, just in case. You never know when you're gonna need a good limiter. Looks fine. All right, cool. That sounds pretty good. Analog, digital, virtual analog. These are, this is actually entirely digital. So everything in this is digital. The Novation Peak has a analog filter. So this is more similar to the Blofeld, I guess, where it's just unapologetically digital. That said, it does have a couple different filter modes. If we hold the patch, we have standard, standard notch, classic, and classic notch. So I'll just go through this really quick. So if we play around with this filter, let me move this damn microphone so I can like talk into it. God damn. Yeah, we'll be doing some sounds from Initialized. If I had any, oh my god, fucking space in this entire goddamn house. That would be fantastic. And I actually think my wheel just broke on my chair, so that's great. Yeah. So we'll be doing some sound design. This actually sounds pretty damn good, though. But yeah, if we go through the filter here, hopefully you can see that LCD somewhat. Oh, hey, super chat's enabled. Good, I thought that worked. So hey, thanks, Douglas. Hardware instrument in DAWg. Yeah, so this is hardware instrument. No latency compensation right now, just because it's like, 3 milliseconds or something. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a little closer on this LCD. Just so I can show in a bit more detail what's going on here. So yeah, here we've got this LCD low pass filter, and then there's a morph knob here. which allows us to morph between low pass, band pass, and high pass. So in the classic notch, the band pass becomes a notch. Okay. So I guess first up, I mean, that was a cool patch. I want to hear how this sounds on the low end. When would I use latency compensation? Typically when I'm like recording something. If I was recording this in an actual track, I would do latency compensation, but right now it just doesn't really matter. Huh. Let's turn down that resonance a bit. That sounds pretty good. Usually the low end and the filters are the first thing I want to test, and the bass in this... sounds pretty good. It doesn't have that super fat feel that the peak does, but it's really not bad. It sounds more flat to me. The peak definitely has more bass to it, like all the time, and honestly that's almost a downside for the peak. So this definitely sounds more balanced overall. How about a really, really high note? How does that sound? Any aliasing and stuff? Yeah, I don't really hear any aliasing or anything on that filter. What if I just tune this all the way up? Ooh, ow. Okay, so I'm going to initialize this. And let's make this a saw wave. And do some filter sweeps. But first I want to test that aliasing. Yeah, I don't hear any aliasing. Maybe the faintest bit of aliasing. But I can't tell if that's my brain tricking me. That sounds pretty damn clean. Alright, let's do some filter sweeps, shall we? Oh my god. Yeah, my next door dog says hi. No kidding. God, I need to buy a new phone. Holy shit. So let's do some filter sweeps on this. Let's just set up the filter envelope. So all you do is click stuff, and I really like that. And honestly, this mod assignment is cool. Like, so I can take this LFO, right? So this is LFO1, and if I hold this down and then wiggle the filter, it assigns LFO1 to that filter. And that's a really nice workflow feature. One of the other things I noticed in like the 5 seconds I played with this before doing the stream is I like that these are endless encoders and not fixed like dials or pots, because then like the parameters are always good to go, and that kind of drives me insane on the peak, especially when you change patches, because then your dials are like random values that have nothing to do with what you're seeing. So the fact that these are endless encoders is really nice for workflow. What were we doing? We were going to do some filter sweeps. So initial patch, give me a saw wave. So let's just do some really basic filter sweeps. What's my Fitbit telling me? Is it telling me to get off my ass? Yeah, shut up. I do what I want. So yeah, let's just do a filter sweep. The filter envelope and amp envelope encoder's pressable. Yes, actually, these all click in. So this allows me to go in here and assign stuff. So decay, sustain, release, and yeah, so decay, sustain, release are clickable, and that means I click filter, click for envelope, click for mod. So that's nice. Those are really fast envelopes, I feel like. I wish that was slower. How slow of an attack can I get? Oh, that's a little bit fast for my tastes. I like really, really slow envelopes, but that's fine. So, filter sounds clean. How about a high filter sweep? Cheers, y'all. All right, let's go down to the bass. Let's get real, real low. Ooh. Maybe it was just that patch earlier. That's got some pretty beefy low end. It's still not as obnoxious as the peak, but I think it's a good level of bass that it feels powerful. Okay, let's do some resonance sweeps. Let's turn this up like, I don't know, like 50% resonance. Ooh. That's very, I don't know how I would describe the character of that filter. It reminds me of the filter in... I want to say Pigments. Like the standard... yeah, the standard Pigments filter. It has this, like, quacky, but, like, almost vocal quality to it. Alright, let's do full resonance. Ooh. Wow. That's very digital sounding. So that sounds a lot... that's funny. At like mid-resonance values, it sounds very fat. Still digital, but very fat, but at full resonance... That definitely sounds a lot like the Blofeld. The PPG filter in the Blofeld, I think. The Morph, yeah, let's try Morph. Let's do a high pass. Let's do medium resonance now. Okay, and bandpass. Wow. That's cool. Let's add some attack and we'll get like a psychedelic. Not bad. Let's get more into like a regular octave here. Huh. Let's assign the LFO to the morph. And then the second LFO to the resonance. Yeah, come on. A little bit laggy there. It has to like be held for a minute, but I'm probably still just getting used to it, honestly. So lower depth and a slow rate. The panning, I can spread that actually with the shift width. So now I'll get spreading on the voices much like you would on the like the Matrix 12 in the Arteria V collection or the SEM in the V collection. So this way the voices are panned out in the stereo field. You can also do some cool unison stuff. So we can do, get rid of shift. We can spread this based on detuning values. Or we can spread based on intervals. So this is a major third. So maybe turning that to a fifth might be kind of cool. Okay, so that's a little ugly. Volume's a bit intense. Let's turn on the depth of the LFOs a little bit. And that's kind of fun. So let's turn down the width a bit. That's a bit extreme. So let's bring in the second oscillator so we can blend between the two. And let's see, what do we want to do? I want to go to a different bank of oscillators. Or I guess these are the available oscillators. I don't really know how that works yet. Okay, so that must just be the available. So how do these wavetables sound? So let's assign LFO 1 to the wave. And I want to turn that down an octave. Let's blend to the middle. And then amp, filter sustain, there we go. And then we have the modifiers. So let's see what modifiers we have. Phase mod, so FM, ring mod, amplitude mod, hard sync, wind sync, shaper, inverter, sync ring mod, and that looks like it. And I think there's another modifier set somewhere, so let's just do, ring modulation. Actually, no, let's do phase mod. I don't like that when I'm scrolling between it sticks in the center for a second. I wish I could smoothly glide between those, but effectively we kind of get a fake third oscillator here. So I suppose that's kind of the one downside at the moment, is that there's only two oscillators. And that's why I like the Blofeld on the peak, is that third oscillator lets me do some cool stuff. But I suppose you can sort of fake that by using the, what am I thinking of? The spread modes. So perhaps we could add an additional spread. Oh, we can't do spread per oscillator. That's unfortunate. Yeah, but we can add an octave here so you can kind of get some kind of pseudo third oscillators. But man, that would be nice if I could do different spreads for each one so I could get big chords out of it. I'm looking to get a Cobalt 8. Any particular reason you chose the Argon 8? I actually don't know yet, but I do have a Cobalt on the way. Modal sent me both the Argon and the Cobalt. I literally just unboxed this like before starting the stream, so I'm honestly not really comfortable doing any kind of reviews yet, just because I haven't had nearly enough time to accurately assess this thing. I mean, this stream is really all about first impressions. But once I'm more comfortable with this, and once I have the Cobalt and have some time with both, I'll definitely be doing kind of a comparison between the two. Because I had the same question. I was wondering, you know, what advantages do they each represent? Obviously, this is wavetable, and this is a bit more modern sounding, and the Cobalt being kind of a modern take on virtual analog. So I'm curious, because I feel like it feels like a new version of my Blofeld without some of the features, but with some new ones that I wish the Blofeld had. Whereas I wonder if the Cobalt will perhaps remind me more of my Novation Peak. Let's do this distortion here. Wow. That's a very digital drive. Let me initialize that. I wonder what's going on there. Is that like a square? That sounds like a soft clipper. I would need a spectrum analyzer or a oscilloscope to see what's going on. But one other thing though I like that this screen can morph the wave shapes and stuff, and it shows like the filter, envelope and whatever. But I do wish that this was also a master oscilloscope. I would really love to see visually what I'm doing to the waveform on the output. I believe the Korg Minilog does that. So it would be nice to see that here, because, I mean, I understand kind of what's going on for the most part. I don't really understand what some of these shapers and stuff are doing, but, like, I would love a visual representation of that, because I think that would make this a lot more friendly and accessible. Figured you bought it. I'm in a very fortunate position where I can ask and ye shall receive, typically. So yeah, I mean, super, super cool of them to hook me up with these. Because like I said, a lot of people were asking me to show these on the channel because I have a Blofeld and I have a Novation Peak, and people really wanted to know about this because the Cobalt and Argon are like right between them in terms of price point. So I really wanted to show this, but it's like, yeah, I can't just go dropping $1,400 on synthesizers just to show them off. So, it's always nice when I get review units or demo units to try out, or even get to keep in some cases, which is always really awesome. But really looking forward to getting to know this thing, because I've been reading the manual the last couple weeks and just watching some videos, and it seems like a very powerful synth for the money. The sequencer especially, I'm excited to dive into. And I like the fact that it has an XY controller. That's really, really nice, but I haven't really used that yet. So let's try some effects, yeah? Let's get a saw. So, let's see. Cool. What effects have we got going on here? So we've got chorus, phaser, positive flanger, negative flanger, tremolo, lo-fi, rotary, stereo delay, ping pong delay, crossover delay, reverb. Okay, let's try the chorus. So I believe this controls, yeah, wet, dry, mod depth, mod rate. Okay, so let's bring that in about halfway. Let's just make kind of a generic pad-esque sound. Let's try a lower version. Any difference between the rack and keyboard? None that I'm aware of. what was Ben Jordan doing the other night? Lydian mode, right? Or Lydian. Whoops. Not a particularly exciting chorus. What if we do a really slow but extreme mod amount? Ah, there we go. Here you go. FM and hard sync, yes. We could do some FM here. Let's see what other effects there are, though. Just want to try a couple. Let's hear that phaser. Pretty standard sounding phaser. Can't say I'm too sold on these effects yet. How about a flanger? Ooh, that's actually nice. I like the sound of that. Okay. Next, flanger negative. Okay. Tremolo. Ooh. So you can get a stereo tremolo going on. So, I mean, just a standard tremolo. That's cool. Lo-fi, what does this do? So sample rate and bit crush. Okay, I mean, that just sounds like a lo-fi effect. Rotary, is this like a Leslie? Yeah. Huh. I wish there was another control to make these effects wider. Like in Vital. Okay. And I think we've got a couple delays, so these probably all sound the same. So stereo delay. Let's see. Time and what, feedback, yeah? Okay, that just sounds like a delay. Ping pong delay. Okay. Crossover delay. So what does that do? Okay, and then, what was there, like a reverb? Yeah, so, okay, well, now the real test. How does the reverb sound? Give me the biggest reverb you got. Ooh, that's very metallic. Something tells me if I mess with the size, we can hear the delays and comb filters. Yep. Ooh. You can get some kind of like string carpless strongy things. Yeah, it's a very metallic reverb. So, effects-wise, maybe a bit underwhelming on that front, but, I mean, not like I usually buy a synth for the effects it has, you know? Usually I'm using different effects. So, I kind of like the chorus. I wish the chorus had, like, an ensemble mode with more voices. Phaser was okay. Flanger was probably the nicest, but flangers and stuff aren't that hard. No lo-fi was usable. Rotary, I wish it could be wider. So let's see, let's do an FM thing really quick, and then yeah, let's do some presets, because I really want to explore this thing a bit more. So let's get into a higher octave here. Not 2 oscillators, 32 oscillators, 4 voices, which each voice can have 8 oscillators assigned. Interesting. Matt, welcome back. Matt, in case you guys didn't know, makes Vital, which is absolutely free and only $80 for the super duper big boy edition. And I highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, let's do some FM here. So let's tune this one up. Yep. And then I think we can do, let's figure out the mod matrix really quick. Let's see. How do I go into the mod matrix? Mod slot 1. Status on. How do I assign it to something, though? Is the question. No idea. I keep wanting to like touch the screen like a dumbass. It's not immediately intuitive how I would do that. Okay, well, whatever. So we can do that. We can do ring mod. We can do amp mod, which is basically a ring mod, but different. But if we tune this like way the hell down. Then it's a bit more apparent. What else have we got? Hard sync. Okay, so what is wind sync? That's my question. Oh, like a filtered hard sync or something? Or it's like a smoother version. Shaper. Must be like a distortion or something. Inverter. So that's some kind of phase rotation effect or something. Sync RM. That sounds interesting. And that's it. Cool. I mean, that's a pretty fair amount of power. Oh man, my back. Yeah, I don't really know that there's anything else that I want to like immediately explore. Oh yeah, and there's an audio input, so you can run audio like through the effects if you wanted to, but I can't say those effects have me lusting to run audio through them. Yeah, let's do some, let's go through some patches here. What have we got? Time to drift, okay. Ooh. Sounds pretty good. That reverb really bugs me. Hardware wavetable synth. Yes, so all digital hardware wavetable synth with a plugin actually. So kind of a fun fact, you can basically use this like a hardware VST because the Modal app runs as a VST3 and allows you to fully control this from within the DAW. So that's kind of fun. I haven't tried it yet, but all right, let's hear Transistor ARP. Oh yeah, I forgot. I want to hear what the other filters sound like. I totally forgot to test those. So this is like digital. Okay. So how about classic? That's way more tame. Ooh, that resonance gets a little ugly. I kind of want to try and make my like generic Venus Theory bass. So let's hear this on a low octave. Oh, that sounds like a... I don't even know what that sounds like. That's really interesting, though. Wow, that is intense. That resonance. As long as you don't go too... As long as you don't go too resonant with that one, it's actually got kind of a fun character to it. What about like half resonance? Full beans. So let's get a full sweep with that patch at like 50% resonance. What about in low pass mode? That, interesting. So if I flip back to standard, let's go back to bandpass mode. It does have distortion. Let's add a little bit of that. It doesn't have filter drive, which is unfortunate. Just a post drive, which I'm guessing is like a soft clipper that goes into like a squarifier. It does add a nice bit of meat to the sound. Okay, and then compared to classic, let me get that without the distortion. I'm just trying to A/B those and see what I like better. What's the point in dipped? Yeah, people have no idea. Does it even have OTT? Presets when? Huh. Yeah, the resonance in the classic mode is very pronounced in a different way. Standard is a lot smoother. Classic doesn't have as much bass, I feel like. I guess, though, at this point, we're really hearing the bass due to the resonance, so let's go to a low pass with no resonance and compare the low end response. Okay. Interesting. I wonder, are these, I'm guessing these are 24 dB, or is one of them 12? Is that the difference? Because the UI doesn't seem any different. I'm guessing it's just the resonance model is different. To my ear, these both sound like ladder filters that are 24 dB per octave. It's gotta be. Huh. Well, it's not bad. All right, preset time. Moving along. How about a bass? Wow, that's loud. Huh. Is that got a reverb on it? No? I wonder if it's the delay that's bugging me. First live stream. Well, hey, thanks for joining. Okay. A lead. All right, give me a lead. What do you got? Is it like a mono lead? It's kind of cool. I would like that with some hard sync, honestly. Yeah. Huh. I'm hoping they teach us this stuff in college. They don't teach you much. Reading the manual teaches you more. Always read the manual. Wavy Dream. Ooh. I wanna... Okay, get this out of here. And let me get a good, yeah, let me turn these effects off. Let's get a good external reverb on this. I'm gonna grab, Baby Audio spaced out with just a big ass reverb on it. Let's hear this with a good external reverb. Cool. Yeah, with a good reverb. That sounds really lovely. It definitely reminds me of the Blofeld, which is kind of what I thought. I figured this thing would be more Blofeld than it would Peak. I'm gonna have to figure out the oscillator stuff, though. Yeah, I would really like just a third oscillator to generate a sub-oscillator with like a different wavetable. So I'm gonna have to read that a bit more. I remember seeing stuff about the oscillators in the manual. I just haven't really had time to memorize it all. Plus, it's different once you actually, have it to play with. Definitely, to me, feels like a pad and lead synth. The basses are okay, though. Let's try and find some other bass patches. Maybe we just haven't heard the right bass patch yet. So pad, here's another lead. A lot of pads in the presets, too. Oh, yeah, that's very... Yeah, that is very, 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 very Blofeld. Swell up. Switch your patch from the ABCD banks. All right, maybe we'll do that in a sec. So another ARP and a Reese. Okay, how about a Reese? Nice. Ooh, a Rhodes. All right, give me a good Rhodes. Show me what you got. That's not a good Rhodes patch. No, I could make a better Rhodes than that. Nope. Bit of a miss. Bounce bass. Oh, that's a fun one. To do pitch bends with an XY pad. Rave piano. Sick. FM swells. Let's hear some FM. Yep. Give me that reverb. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. Give me that low bass. Neat. Didn't realize this was live. Yeah, I just posted a video of me like drinking and playing with a synth. I should do that with just no context. Argon piano. Also, is it argon or argon? Because argon's a gas, right? It's more like a weird banjo to me. Tell him, Callie. Wow, that's very, like, 80s. That's almost gross. Let's get that in, like, a lower. Thank you for tuning in to PBS After Dark. Another organ. Yep. That's a fun one. ARP? A lot of ARPs. I feel like you can kind of give me a little more resonance on that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting 303 sounds out of this anytime soon, but that's a fun patch. Boards pad, is this like Boards of Canada? Calliope? Chill. Kind of a good one. My dog is having a fit. See, and I feel like some of these patches could have been improved. Like, that's not really Boards of Canada. This... that's more like Boards of Canada-ish. You want that, like, lower cutoff value with not as much filter movement. Yeah, like, that's a Boards of Canada patch. So some of these patches I've got some issues with. How about a bass? Ooh. Damn. Nice. Just woke up. Where's my coffee? How much is the synth? Oh, cool. My phone's like a little bit charged now. This is, I believe, $649 US. So right between what you would get a Blofeld for, used Blofeld, you can find for about $300 to $400. New Blofelds, I think, are $599 or so, depending on where you buy it from. And the Novation Peak, I believe, is $1,300. So this sits at $650, I want to say. $650 or $670, something around there. Someone double check me on that, if you would. But yeah, and that's US dollars. So a pretty good overall value, I think. I mean, this is a great entry to the world of hardware, I think. It's like a more updated Blofeld. The effects are really the same quality as the Blofeld. That would kind of be my only complaint so far. And the lack of a third oscillator. So the Blofeld kind of wins there, but apparently there's more oscillator stuff, so I need to learn that before I really make any comments there. That said, this is monotimbral, whereas the Blofeld is super multitimbral. So if you like layered patches, the Blofeld's probably more worthwhile. But this does support MPE, which the Blofeld does not. So I'm really excited to explore MPE on this. 650 on Guitar Center. Thank you. In terms of sound quality, that's a good question. So far, I think, yeah. I think the effects are the biggest letdown, but I'm not. I mean, letdown is relative. They're passable effects. I mean, I could totally use those in a song and be fine. Are they the greatest effects I've ever heard in a synth? No. But Modal is not really known for their effects. So I'm not, surprised. It seems very flexible. I think it's really a matter of learning to program a patch well. Because some of these patches are better than others. But you do get a lot of range out of this, so I think it's a pretty good value for the money. I mean, getting a synth that does a lot of things. Plus, this being so modern, you can use this in a DAW. Let me switch to DistroKid really quick, and I'll show you that. Let's, oh boy, flipping to DistroKid here. And, if I open my plugins, there's actually the Modal plugin here. And I can hook this up via USB or via MIDI. So right now it's on USB. So I can actually run this synth as a plugin in my DAW. So this is actually, if I tweak this, oh, it doesn't show on the UI on the synth, but I can actually play with this synth live as a VST. So that's actually a pretty cool feature. And that's not really something you're going to find on like a Blofeld, just because those are so old. So yeah, I mean, so far I think it's a pretty fun synth. But yeah, I'd like I said, I'm not really doing a review quite yet, just because I definitely need more time with this. I've only had it a couple hours, but yeah, I mean, I'll be doing a review maybe in about I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, once I've really had time to really test this in like my day-to-day work of like sound design and music pack creation and that kind of stuff. But it seems like a really solid modern synth. And like I said, when I, oh, whoops. When I first saw this thing at KnobCon, I was pretty impressed with it, especially the sequencer, which I needed to learn a bit more so I can show it off here. So I don't know that there's a lot that would compete with it. Especially at the price. I mean, really the only thing I can think of is a Blofeld. Would you sacrifice the effects for a third oscillator? Absolutely. So many organ patches. All right. That's a nice one. Saturated bass. Wish the panel was larger. I do too. I would like just, yeah, a little bit more. And I really want that to be an oscilloscope. That would be so cool looking. Man with the golden voice. Well, hey, welcome to the party. What is it with synth companies and adding a shit ton of organ patches? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's just generative ARP. Okay, I'm gonna hold down a note. Generate me. Nope. Drum. Okay, that's more of like an FM bass, but sure. Sample and hold glidey. Okay. Squelch bass. Right. Organs, again. Analog scream. Okay. Shimmer. Seems to definitely favor like wavetable pads and leads, which makes sense. I mean, that's what I would expect a wavetable synth to do. PPG, is this modeling like a Waldorf thing? Oh yeah, that's very... CS Howdy. Ha! 4 per voice. So that means if I play one note, there are 4 oscillators running for that voice. To my understanding, at least. So, the thing is it's like I've got wave 1 and wave 2, and I would just like a third waveform for a third dedicated oscillator. But perhaps I'm misunderstanding that, and I can assign 3 and 4 using these somehow, but it does not appear so, at least immediately. But the multiple voice, or the multiple oscillators per voice, so if I hold this down, well, it would make more sense here. If I hold this down on a saw wave, that's why I can hold a single note and get unison detuning. So, really, I guess what I'm asking for is a third full oscillator section. So yeah, where were we? Snare? Yeah, God, that reverb algorithm's got to be improved. That's like almost as bad as the Blofeld's reverb. The Blofeld's reverb is terrible. Live kick. Not bad. Oh, God. Welcome to PBS. Where a kid can be a kid. Host the Argon VST inside VCV and sequence it with JW modules. Hell yeah, it would. Maybe we could do that really quick. I would just have to make sure VCV is going to play nice with my streaming settings and stuff. Let's maybe go through a couple, Ooh, that's a fun one. Yeah, maybe we could definitely do that. Ooh. Blofeld effects are pathetic. Yeah, the Blofeld effects are very yucky. So ARPs, pads, ARPs, chord. So is that using like the unison modes? Yeah. Baby, pull me closer, back seat of your Rover. Yeah. Nope. Ooh, that's fun. That's pretty intense. The Argon plugin compensate for latency and recall like the Electron overbridge. I have no idea. I'll be experimenting with that more though in the coming weeks when I just have more time with this thing. A clap? That's more of like a weird 808 snare. Pad, okay, keys. How about some keys? What do you got? Really long release on that. Horror string. No JW voltage modules though. Dude, Jeremy, you give me voltage modular modules, I will flip a tit. Until VCV gets a proper VST, that is. Yeah, man, you give me Jeremy Wentworth modules and voltage, I will poop my pants so hard that my britches are gonna have a hole in them. Let's see. Canada lead. Is there a noise oscillator? What else have we got here? Snare. That's a pretty passable snare. Chicago chord. Oh, like for like Chicago house, wasn't that a thing at some point? How about a bass? That's fun. I wish that the envelopes had like a tension curve where I could make them more like exponential or logarithmic. I feel like that would make this a bit more flexible. Morph bass. M and keyboard versions have the same sounds and functions. Yeah, I believe they're all the same. The only difference is you get more keys with the X. The regular key, obviously you have keys, and then this is just all that in a desktop module. Originally they offered to send me the keybed version, but like I have so many MIDI controllers that the last thing I need is another MIDI controller. Noise is oscillator 2. Okay. I want to hear that with some noise. Let's see, are there any other questions I've missed? Trying to keep an eye on chat now that my phone's like semi-charged. Oh, short Bitwig question. Yeah, if you got Bitwig questions, go for it. The Argonate as a Minilogue XD replacement. Yeah, I don't know. Those are really different for sure. Hey Venus, how you doing? Pretty good. Dark Meadow, what's going on? Every time you say effect, you have to take a swig of that bourbon. Venus's voice sounds really familiar to me. That's because I am everywhere. In a world of voices, Venus theory is fucking, I don't know, something. There was a joke in there, but then I forgot. Plucks, finally. All right, let's do some plucks. Okay. Hat. There are several envelope curves available. Okay, cool. I'll have to look into that then. That might be with the, what is that, with the patch button or something? How do I change the curves? Oh, well, I overwrote that preset. Whoopsie daisy. Do I get... No? Okay, whatever. We'll figure that out later. Brass, alright. That is really not... Is that velocity based? That doesn't really sound like brass to me, though. That sounds like a... Sounds like a lead. Could you get the 1984 jump brass from the Argon? I mean, probably. I mean, any synth with saw waves and a filter can do that. A little bit of unison, and that's pretty much all you need. I don't know that there's anything really fantastically special about that sound. Organ-esque. Leslie? Ah, that's nice. The XY is... It's kind of fun. Moving around. Ooh, that's a cool patch. Definitely gets a lot of volume to it once you add a couple notes. Bells. ARP. VHS brass. Just need some unison, man. That's kind of fun. What else have we got? High score ARP. Is that like a square major chord ARP? Yep. I wish that could go faster. Only goes to 30 seconds. That's fun. Wait. That's a modern bass? Yeah, you need way more distortion for like modern bass, man. Okay. Fat FM. Ooh. Touch an envelope knob page parameter. Where's page parameter? Oh, page parameter. Okay. So we get press page parameter knob. Type exponential. There we go. Snappy, soft, linear, expo, long, snappy, long, soft, long. So give me a long exponential. Oh, and it doesn't update the curves, though. Interesting. That was a fucking terrible patch to demonstrate that with. Okay, well, thank you. Good to know. 80s epic pad. All right, what do you got for the 80s? Generative patch. Sound was going on. Play phase. Can I record in Bitwig without setting play phase to run? I have no idea. I would really need to see what's going on there. That's a hard one to answer without like seeing what's happening. DigiHarp. So how many patches have we got here? It seems like there's a lot. And this would keep you busy for a while. Some are definitely better than others, but... Oh, and there's an MPE patch. So it does come with some MPE patches. And then some of them seem to be the original patches, but with MPE capabilities. Okay. So is it 1024? Oh, no. So it cuts out to init patches at 400. So 400, I mean, that's a pretty decent factory library, I'd say. So we get test patch. Interesting. I like how the init patches have, like, effects on them or something. Is there a reason for that? Oh, I didn't select the patch because I'm an idiot. That's why. So what is test patch? Did they like accidentally forget to delete that? Is that like a debugging patch or something? Interesting. Well, audio is getting kind of glitchy. I don't know what's up with that. How do you like the KeyStep Pro? I really like the KeyStep Pro. I've been using it a lot. MPE. I would, but I don't have my morph hooked up right now. Or no, I do. I do have my morph hooked up. Come here, Bubba. All right. It's morphing time. Let's get the... Oh, boy. So, I want my Sensel Morph as my controller. Send MPE. All right. Let's find those MPE patches and try a couple. Or those were in like the 200s, right? Okay. Swell up MPE. Huh. Is that not working now? That's interesting. Is it... None of those work? Firmware version. I just updated it to the latest one. I updated it as soon as I unboxed it. Interesting. DAWg is sending MPE or MIDI. It's just not. Huh, I can't seem to. Can I go directly into the Argon? Nope. Okay, no MPE. Is there like a setting I have to enable? Because as soon as I enable MPE and DAWg to send it out, it no longer, the Argon seems to no longer receive it, even though DAWg is transmitting it. Okay, so that's working. Both controllers are working. Use MPE, and now neither of them work. That's disappointing. Why might that be? Is there keyboard, voice mode, unison stack? Okay, so there's nothing to do with that. Oscillator. Oh, that's how I select a waveform. I'm an idiot. I thought there were only like 10 waveforms. That makes sense. So yeah, there's like tons of waveforms. Awesome. LFO, mod slot. Ah, there's only 8 mod slots. Basic chorus, effects. Yeah, huh. Settings, MIDI, okay. Channel 1, settings, UI and controls. Sequence, general, clock, source, automatic. So I don't have to enable MPE here, and there's not like an omni channel for MIDI. So I would assume that channel 1 would be the one to transmit MPE into. Do I have to use... Maybe I have to use settings, MPE mode, power cycle it. Might. MIDI receive omni. I don't know. Is there... Is there another setting I'm missing? Okay. Ah, Omni. Okay, Omni on. Okay. Okay, so now MPE. Aha! Cool. Now we're in business. What's going on, Infamous? How you been, man? Got any new music, Infamous? Plug yourself, dude. So let's see if we can cook up a really basic MPE patch here. So parameters, mod slot. Source is joystick, aftertouch, expression, velocity. So how do I do an MPE assignment? LFO1, LFO2, mod envelope, note, velocity, expression, aftertouch, X, X, Y, Y. I don't, but flat strike and back-to-back set games we play. Nice. Oh no, I'm using the Stencil morph right now, Douglas. How the hell do I assign MPE to stuff? Is it like note expressions? No, note would be a key tract. Okay, let's just do aftertouch for now. And I want to assign aftertouch to the filter cutoff. Please use the preset mod assignment parameter instead. The hell does that mean? Okay, I don't know. Give me the filter resonance with aftertouch. How about the morph? And then depth. MP3 cammed on MP. Oh, weird. That's channel aftertouch. Oh wait, do I have to re-enable MPE mode? I might have to. Yep. No, Omni is on. MPE mode is on. Okay. Now can I do that in the mod matrix? Status on. Source. Okay. LFO. Where is the MPE? Where's the beef? Am I too dumb? Gonna hold off buying 2 boss pedals in a week. What pedals did you get? I'm excited for my mod dwarf to arrive. I'm very, very hyped to get some guitar action going again. Do I have to assign via the keyboard or something? Note assign, expression, chord inversion, octave, transpose. Maybe it's in the MIDI settings. MPE mode on, MPE master channel 1, number of channels 15, 48, din in, so I can't, the manual. I need to, yeah, I should get the PDF up. Okay, well that works at least. Are built into Argon 8's existing modulation matrix. Yeah, but I was in the mod matrix. Joystick, mod, mod, note to cutoff, so this might be it. Y plus aftertouch to cut off velocity. No. So it's not in that menu. Keyboard, voice, maybe it's in the keyboard menu. No? Okay, well maybe not MPE tonight, because Okay, well we at least figured that much out, so MPE is working. It's just a matter of figuring it out. So that's okay. So, no more of that for right now. Alright, let's see if we can get this running in VCV Rack, shall we? And let's maybe take a minute for questions and have a drink. Randy Bobandy. Any of you guys, let's move this out of the way a bit. Wow, my voice cracked there like I was a 12-year-old girl. Any of you guys watch Trailer Park Boys? Love Trailer Park Boys. It was a great show. Okay, let's get VCV Rack up and see if we can't have some fun with JW modules. Except I can't put a limiter on in VCV Rack, so things might get dangerous. There is definite potential that things will go very, very wrong. Oh God. Okay. Let's give this a play. And see if it works. Oh God. Oh man, VCV Rack's like way out of date. Wonder if that's coming through. Gonna drink here instead for a while. Years ago, yeah. Know that people worked on the show? No way, that's awesome. Okay, so it sounds like a VCV Rack is coming through. Okay, so with that in mind, let's undo this a bit, and I'm gonna need a, oh boy. Wow, my VCV is like way out of date. Oh God. What are the shortcuts for VCV Rack? It's been a minute. So I need a MIDI. MIDI CC, so I want to send this out to let's see, how can we get this up and running here? From device. And I want to send this out to my device. It's, oh man. This is going to trick me. I haven't done this in a long time. I always use voltage for this stuff. From device, external MIDI. MIDI gate, MIDI map. How do I output MIDI? I guess not. Oh, that makes so much more sense that it's the XY. I thought that was referring to the joystick. Okay, so we totally could have done MPE with that. Okay, I can't seem to figure this out in VCV. I'm going to look into that for another time, because I need to do a VCV video badly. Have you tried to make music in Linux? I have not, because I don't really have a good way to set up a Linux system, but it is something I want to do someday. I might just go to like a pawn shop and buy like a cheap computer to make music on Linux just to show it, but for the time being, no. All right, I'm gonna flip into DAWg here. We're gonna do this with voltage because I'm too dumb to figure this out today, apparently. Oh yeah, Alex Lifeson was the fan of the show. Yeah, that was great. All right, let's do MIDI out, and let's get a random task. Give me a quantizer. And, oh, just give me an LFO. Sounds like Alicia's out there talking to Google. Can you load user wavetables? I don't know. I want to say no. I don't think there's a way to do that, but maybe they added that in one of the newer updates. Okay, and then we need CV to MIDI. So, boop, and give me, oh, minor pentatonic. And give me a gate. And then I want to send this out to hardware. Through Arturia, return through stereo 2. Give me an initialize patch. And we should... Nice. Can run Linux on anything. I know, I would like to do a Linux thing. I just don't want to mess with my computer because there's a lot of important stuff on here that I don't want to lose by messing with a bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah, there's some voice clicking. That's kind of fun. Give me a sample and hold. Give me a clock divider. Ba-boop, ba-boop. Oh, divide by 3. Let's see, input the pitch, output to gate, external trigger. Let's get a third layer. Divide by 6. Link, output gate, trigger output, output here, pitch to you. Drop this down an octave. And pitch. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. So input from here, output to this, output this to here. Many DAW. I usually work in DAWg for the most part. But it kind of depends on what I'm doing. I use different DAWs for different tasks. It just, yeah, it really, really comes down to like what I want to do or the project I'm working on. Let's, it's probably enough of my ugly mug. Let's get back to the star of the show here. Let's start doing some stuff to this patch. Actually, let's add the, give me the PSP reverb. Or no, can I, no, don't do that. Whatever. Yeah, give me spaced out. All right, let's try playing with this a bit. Oh, so that scrolls through the wave manually. How do I thought there were more waveforms, but I need to read the manual. Let's add some probability to the gates. $120 wavetables. Yeah, I feel like I'm having a hard time just intuitively figuring this out, but I am very stupid. I did go to public school. So, let's step back for a second. Oscillator to wave. And then I can select a bank. So there's VA 2, 1. So those are from the Modal 2. So there's 4 banks from the Modal 2. Retro, Math, Formant, Terrain, Peaks, Complex, Harmonic, Jumble, Perk, Reso, Sweep, Fold. Min, Chaos, Pulse Width, Clock Noise, Sine Noise, Square Noise. So how do I go through the different... How do I select a different wave? Maybe I'm just having a hard time doing that because I'm dumb. Which is a distinct possibility. let's add some probability to these gates here. Just so this isn't so repetitive. And what the hell? Give me a, give me some drums for this, why don't you? Except we're gonna need a sync divider for this. Cool. I want to pass through MIDI also. I feel like I'm just not switching waveforms the right way. Is that on the quick start, maybe? This sounds nice, though. Very chill. No, it doesn't say on the quick start guide. Patch button and turn wave 1 or wave 2. Kind of want to get a bass going on here. get a bass from, yeah, let's just get a voltage modular bass. Oh, what's a good filter? I do love the ladder filter for voltage. Oh, that's the wrong input, dumbass. God, voltage modular sounds so good. Every time I pull up voltage, I'm just impressed with the immediacy of it. There we go. So what else could we do on the Argon here? Could change the wavetable. Maybe we should pull that up. Let's see, is this gonna work? Let's see, MIDI's coming out. Wave 1. Yeah, that's... I want... How do I change the damn wavetable? Or is it really only complex 1? Yeah, it's... Because then I can scroll through that wavetable, but is it really only a handful of wavetables? Bank 2. Huh. And it doesn't seem to push... Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna like it. So that's gonna take some figuring out. It looks like it doesn't want to play nice. Luckily, this works. Voltage module. Yeah, all these are... Or VM is, yeah, virtual machine. 24 sets of 5 waves. Guess I need to read the manual again here. It sounds really nice, though. Like, this is definitely music I would use in, like, the background of one of my videos. Does it have more LFOs, or is it only 2? Because I'd really like, you know, 6 LFOs. I love really big mod matrices and LFOs, but maybe I'm asking too much for the price point. You know what would make this all sound way better? Some vintage warmer. That sounds nice. Oh, chow tape, good idea. Let's add that on the drums. Now we're getting more movement. I tried VCV, but I couldn't remember how to send MIDI out because I'm dumb. Because it's been too long. I really want to bring my peak in on this. That sounds nice. maybe a show about space. Whoopsie daisy. Oh wait, is that not how sends work in here? Oh man, I never use redrum. Redrum. That's tricky. Okay, let's get a mixer. Now we're getting somewhere. This is nice. Favorite variety of Cameron's coffee? Velvet Moon. Love a dark roast. Yeah, my current favorite Cameron's coffee, honestly, like, and I'm such a basic bitch with it, but the salted caramel one is just absolutely the greatest thing I've ever had in my life. But I like that and Highlander grog. Those are the ones I always get. They're so good. There's a chocolate one, I can't remember the name of it, that's really good too, if you like darker, richer ones. Hold shift and turn wave bank. Change the wavetable. Ah, okay, let's try that. Turn the wave bank 1. Yeah, no, that's what I already did. Hold patch and turn wave 1 or wave 2. Okay. Hold patch, wave 1. That's the wave mod. Yeah, that's giving me wave mod, not new wave tables. Tune and fine. Huh, I don't know. Channels on the KSP to drive an ARP. If it's synced to my DAW, I guess we could. Let's see. Hold shift. Highlander grog sounded good too. Yeah, both of them, honestly, get both. They're both really, really, really good. Hold shift. Yeah, that's still giving me bank. Because that's a bank, and that's a couple of wavetables. So I guess maybe that's all you get. I was thinking there were more. Okay, let's see if we can get this working with the KSP. Oh, I guess I need to... I forget, how do I set this to follow the DAW tempo? Because how do I get it to follow the clock, like an external clock? Oh, God. Each bank has 5 you morph between. Hold shift, turn a wave. Okay. So that must be the morphing between. There's like 5 frames. Is that what that means? Yeah, I don't know. What's up? Not much. Oh man, I can't remember how to get the KSP to follow external MIDI. So, whatever. Play around with another patch on this. I kind of want to just see if we can get a really squelchy filter thingy. Is there not a sample and glide waveform? Also, I'm wondering, is there a way to make this unipolar instead of always bipolar? Ah, shift utility sync, that was it. Oh, I don't have another MIDI cable, that's why. So I need to get another MIDI cable running into this, so not tonight, but someday. It's kind of a fun patch, though. Yeah, the wavetables, yeah, I was able to figure that much out, and I guess I was thinking there were more wavetables. So each bank contains 5 frames that you morph between, so that makes sense. I thought it was like the peak, where there were, you know, tons of different wavetables. It's interesting that there's not a sample and glide. Sample and glide LFO. Get some interesting LFO shapes, though. Okay, let's hear this in context with all this stuff. Yeah, no, not using USB, just using power in. So, I would, I'd love to sit here and, jam all night. That is, honestly, that was fun. It's not often that I get kind of zoned in on something like that. So welcome to, like, lo-fi tech DJ sets with Cameron. So I guess I'll let that kind of play us out here. Does anyone have any questions? What do you think? What do you think of the Argon 8 so far, based on all that? I think, it definitely seems to take some getting used to. But once you understand, because I guess now that I understand there's not as many wavetables as I thought, but considering the oscillator modifiers and morphing stuff, and the oscillator mods, I guess they call them, and the oscillator shapers and whatnot, I mean, you know, there's obviously a lot more wavetables to be made. Using those, so it seems pretty flexible overall. I mean, I'm surprised the amount of stuff I was able to get out of it. It definitely doesn't scream bass synth to me. I would definitely want my peak for basses, but I feel like I could get some passable basses out of that. With a little bit of tweaking, you could get some really nice bass sounds out of that thing. Bring that down a little bit. But yeah, I feel like not my favorite bass synth ever. Leads it's really good at, I think. Pads, obviously, wavetable synths are amazing for pads. I would have liked a third wavetable generator, I guess. Like, just like I said earlier, a full oscillator section. I really miss that from the Peak and the Blofeld. Just because I feel like that allows me to do a little bit more, especially when it comes to FM possibilities, you know, routing different oscillators. But ultimately, this isn't like an FM synth. Can you use automation lanes in DAWg to automate it by way of that VST controller? Yeah, it should, because I mean, that VST controller should just be a MIDI plugin, really, because there's similar stuff you can buy for like the Novation Peak. So it's just called the Modal plugin, right? So if I connected this to the Argon 8, automation lanes, yeah, so I should be able to grab the filter. So let me turn this back up. Yep. So that said, I do like this interface, though. This is really nice. I don't understand, though, why the LFOs... Oh, yeah, we could add drift. I kind of forgot to add drift. So the LFOs... Yeah, so is there not a way to offset them to make them unipolar? Must not be. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of fun. Oh, and actually, Douglas asked earlier about MIDI compensation, so I can add compensation here, it looks like. It doesn't detect it, though. It might detect it, though, somehow. I don't know yet. So with that said... I kind of want to record that for a couple minutes and use it as like a video background song. It's a really nice jam. Too much good software in the last 12 months. Menu divey. Anything special about the Argon? Can't get in the box wavetable synths. I mean, to me, hardware is really a relative thing. I really like the tangible feeling of working with hardware, and like I've said before, I like not looking at my DAW to do stuff. I mean, there are certainly some cool things. Eurorack, as you mentioned, being kind of the main thing. I mean, something like the Novation Peak, I think would be the best example. Just that analog filter, it makes a huge difference in the sound. And something like the Blofeld, I guess, there aren't really many soft synths that do that kind of stuff. But at the same time, soft synths have become so powerful that I would say it's very accurate to state that software will always be more capable than hardware. Even Eurorack, I mean, stuff like VCV or whatever, the fact that I can call up 37 VCAs if I need 37 VCAs and I'm not spending $5,000 on VCAs, software kind of wins. There are definitely some things, though, that hardware does, especially in the modular world, that, like, computers just can't do yet, just due to, like, you know, limitations on, computational power. But in the future, I'm sure that'll change as computers get more powerful. I don't think it'll be a question. To me, it's just the appeal of having an actual piece of equipment to work with. And another thing I've said before is that my hardware synths don't care what computer I'm using. If I'm using a Mac or a PC or Linux or whatever, my hardware doesn't give a shit. If my operating system's out of date, my hardware doesn't give a shit. If I'm, you know, if I'm 10 years behind on Windows updates, my hardware doesn't care. It just works. So there's always that. You know, that's kind of a thing. And it's just fun, you know, like it's fun to have stuff I can come in here and just jam with in the middle of the night. If I don't really want to make music, I just want to play with a synth for a minute. You know, my computer, I've got to boot all this shit up and hook up all my fucking controllers and boot the damn DAW and then, you know, do stuff. Whereas like these, if I just want to come in here, I can just plug it in, play some stuff, and go back to bed. So, sexy voice. Well, thank you. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I would think software is always going to be better than hardware, especially in terms of dollar value, you know. A $600 VST versus a $600 hardware synth, you're probably going to get a lot more functionality out of a VST in most cases. You know, I think the only exception to that rule, at least in the current moment, would be modular synths or something like the Waldorf Iridium, which is like just insane, but is, you know, also like $3,000. Peak, Blofeld, and Argon, and the Cobalt. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my mixer out of my garage, I think. I just need I need a bigger MIDI interface. I'm gonna need to buy like a MIDI box off Amazon so I can hook all these up at once. And then, that's gonna be difficult though, so I'm gonna have to rely only on the effects of the synthesizers. And hopefully they all sync up at the same time too, because I don't have enough inputs to run all that. Well actually, don't I have a couple more? Yeah, so I've actually got enough inputs where I wouldn't need a mixer. I would just need a couple more cables, and I should have enough cables around here to hook all of them up. And then I need to buy a couple more MIDI cables and a MIDI interface. The Argon just doesn't do it for me. I think, so far, initial impressions-wise, the Argon and the Blofeld feel very, very similar. They feel a lot like the same synth. The Blofeld has some pros to it that would make me choose it over the Argon, but the Argon has some pros to it that would make me choose it over the Blofeld. So it's really hard. I don't think this is nearly in the same league as the Novation Peak, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel like the Novation Peak and the Argon are just two completely separate ideas. Because, like, the Novation Peak is kind of like a virtual analog synth with wavetables, whereas this is just fully digital, much like the Blofeld. So I feel like comparing this to the Peak just isn't even fair. I mean, I think the two biggest things for a synthesizer for me is the filter and, like, the immediacy of using it. Is it something I can pick up, understand, and make sounds with? And I think the Argon fills both of those categories. The filter maybe leaves a bit to be desired. It's not the best sounding filter I've ever heard, but it is a very digital filter. And it does work. I mean, it reminds me of the Blofeld, and I've used the Blofeld on all sorts of my songs and my sound design work and so on. And I feel like the Argon would fit right in my setup, because the Argon has some cool, like, morphing abilities with the waves and all that stuff that I really like about it. And although it is maybe a bit restrictive comparatively to something like the Blofeld, I think that forces you to get a bit more creative with it, but also at the same time maybe just, it makes you create stuff instead of sitting there twiddling with it, because the Blofeld, I'll just sit there tweaking patches for ages, whereas like this, even in this jam session, even though we kind of morphed from like ambient to more like bump and house or whatever, the Argon was really easy just because I didn't have to tweak a whole lot to get a decent sound out of it, whereas the Blofeld does require a lot more work, I find. VST sucks compared to full yeah, and see, that's the thing, like, analog oscillators, I could give less of a shit, but an analog filter is something that is very hard to get in software. Diva has a really good one. I think Dune 3 has some really, really good filters. Voltage Modular has a couple really, really nice filters in it. VCV2 has a couple really nice filters that are like, you know, software filters, but man, yeah, no, just a real analog filter is something I have a very hard time finding in software. And I think that's the thing that makes the biggest difference for me. Effects, I could give less of a shit. Oscillators, don't fucking care. It's the filter. I think that's the big part of a synth. And the mod matrix, honestly. Yeah, I have the Arturia Audio Fuse Studio. Whole other world. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, there's pros and cons to both, and I don't think one is necessarily better than the other, but I think some hardware stuff, it's just something that, in the current age, it's not quite there, but it's gotten very, very close. I mean, the thing with, like, VSTs is, like, PSP AudioWare is a prime example, I think. PSP AudioWare's Noble Q, like, I would love a Pultec EQ, but I can't afford it, okay? And the fact that I can get PSP Noble Q, and it sounds exactly, at least to my ear, it sounds exactly like a damn Pultec type of thing. And like, it just reminds me of like running audio through it, and it just sounds better. And the fact that I can call up 30 of those in a session if I want, software wins every time. That being said, the workflow and almost the like ritualistic aspect of working with hardware in a studio is something I've never found working in the box. There's something I miss about when I worked in studios back in the day of having actual outboard gear and a big console, and there was just something about that process that made, I don't know, it just made it feel a lot more personal, I guess. And that's why I like having hardware synths and stuff, and just like, and that's why, like, you know, I go out and record a lot of field recordings, I think, too, is it's putting some of that real-life stuff back into the box, and that's where I think it starts to gel really nicely. There's a lot of advantages to software, but there's also just something to be said about the practice of using something that you have to get out of your fucking chair and go tweak, you know? Polybrute. Yeah, Polybrute looks really, really cool. But yeah, I think, you know, like I said, stuff like Diva and whatnot, you know, you're not going to find a hardware synth like Diva. And Diva's going to do a lot more than most hardware synths would. You know, and that's why I really like the Novation Peak. It's a very good compromise between the flexibility of software and the whatever it is that hardware does with the analog filter, but also just, you know, physical knobs to tweak and whatever. The Argon reminds me more of like a VST in a box, kind of like the Blofeld. It's just like a more refined version of the Blofeld that does MPE, but it's monotimbral. The effects are about the same caliber as the Blofeld. They're a bit better than the Blofeld. But Modal also seems to do a good job with updating it. They've done a lot of updates I've seen. I looked through some of the changelog stuff, and like the app thing is really cool, and like I can control this from my phone, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, just different worlds. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like hardware, I can't, it's a really good point. I can't pack my hardware in my laptop case and go anywhere. I could bring more synths and gear imaginable than is like feasibly imaginable in my laptop bag than I can ever in hardware, you know? Like if I want to sit down and make a record in a coffee shop, I can do that with software. I can't really do that with hardware. So, let's vibe. Let's see if we can't flip ourselves back to a nice ambient track, and then we'll kill the stream. I think. Let's see what we can do here. That seems like a good night-night jam. So, that was very chill. That was fun. That was really fun. My lights are turning down, so that probably means it's time for dinner. Or else I'm gonna sit here all night playing with this thing. Very addictive, I will say that. Despite its flaws, it is very fun to play with. And like with some good external effects, I'm very, very happy with the sounds I can get out of this thing. So, it's growing on me. I liked the immediacy of it, despite some of the confusion with the UI, but it looks like pretty much everything can be done from the panel. So I do like that. There's some menu diving, but I mean the Blofeld's infinitely worse than this thing. When it comes to menu diving, this is very, you know, once I'm used to it, I feel like I'll be able to work a lot faster on it. Some pretty cool sounds and whatnot. Let's chill that LFO out a bit. Yeah, there we go. So that's fun. Great stream, super fun hang. Yeah, well, hey, thanks for joining me, everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I know this was kind of different. I've done some hardware streams before, but I thought this was fun. You know, I thought it was cool to kind of capture my initial reaction with things and just like be able to interact with you guys in real time, kind of exploring something new together. You know, that's kind of cool to be able to do. So I think I'll probably do that as well when the Cobalt arrives, and maybe someday we'll do this with the Peak and the Blofeld as well if you guys enjoyed it, just to kind of play around with it and just make some jams, you know, because it's fun to just not have an end goal. It's fun to just like fuck around with a synth and be like, wow, that was really cool, and then, you know, go do something else. Name of the plugin using to stutter the drums. That is, which one was there on there in the end? Because I used two different ones. So that is Audio Damage Automaton, but I also used Replicant 2, also by Audio Damage. Typically I use Replicant 2, but Automaton is a lot more flexible, because it also does like some bit crushing stuff and all that. So Automaton's really, really fun. It's a little bit different, takes a little bit of getting used to, but check out both of them. They're both super cheap. Audio Damage has sales relatively often too, so maybe sign up for their newsletter and you'll probably get them for, you know, like 30% or half off or something. I feel like I get sale emails from them quite a bit. Hardware is cool in general. Pure digital hardware synths like the Argon and the Blofeld. Yeah, and I totally get that. Because for me, the Blofeld, I mean, the Blofeld is a very powerful and very capable synth, but like in terms of the overall sound of their synths, I mean, again, the Novation Peak, you know, something like the Peak just blows the Blofeld out of the water. But for me, I think it's largely a nostalgia thing. Like I talked about in my video about the Blofeld, you know, I always wanted a Blofeld. I always thought they were super cool, and it wasn't until I was an adult with adult dollars that I was able to just buy one. And, you know, the Blofeld's not the best sounding synth I've ever heard by any stretch, but it is such an amazing thing to have, and I'm so happy I own one. And also, it's just like, you know, growing up in that era of like, you know, the 2000s and whatever, that Blofeld sound and that purely digital sound is something I enjoy, and a lot of people fucking hate it, and not without, you know, their reasons. And to me, you know, the Argonate, I could see how a lot of analog purists would be like, this thing is fucking stupid, but like, I like that digital synth sound, but again, I think it's a product of my environment and my age. You know, being a like somewhat elder millennial person, I don't mind the sound of digital synths because it's something I'm so familiar with, especially with the music I listened to growing up, you know? So I really think, you know, digital synths sound fine. I think the filter on the Peak would kill this thing any day, but I like the sound of them both, and I especially like the sound of these things together. You know, I like playing with crazy software synths, combining it with a Peak, and then adding, you know, the Blofeld in the mix, and I'm sure the Argon is going to make its way into a lot of my music in the future. Because I do like the flexibility and, like I said, kind of the immediacy of getting a patch out of it, because it doesn't require nearly as much fucking with as the Blofeld does. And, you know, the Peak kind of supplements the weaknesses of this very well, I think. And again, with some good external effects, this thing sounds really fucking good to me. So I'll be very curious to try the Cobalt and see kind of how that stacks up, and if the Cobalt maybe supplements some of what I think the weaknesses are of the Argon. And I'll be curious to see on the Cobalt as well. From what I could tell from different videos, it almost sounds to me like it's the same filter in both, but maybe it's different, and I think it's going to be the same effects, which is kind of sad, but again, I don't buy a synth for the effects. I'll buy effects for that. Argonate sound really nice. Sequence was nice. A little something good, right? Well, hey, yeah, thanks. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad it was a fun demo, I guess. Let's add some drift to this and let it kind of vibe for a bit. There we go. Peace out. Well, hey, thanks for hanging. Go finger myself and play it out. Right? Yeah, that's the thing, is it's just, hardware's just fucking fun. You know, it's just super fun to noodle with. Chill mini mix. Maybe I'll do that someday. Maybe I'll kind of like make a mix of just some random ambient jams, because this is like, if you've watched my channel for a while, a lot of the synthy background music, which is what I use now, I just generated a bunch of like custom music cues. This is how I'll make the background music for my videos, and maybe I'll wrap some of this up as like a, I don't know, maybe like a fun little collection of like, you know, songs I didn't write, and just have like a generative jam thing. Because I have a new EP coming out, by the way. I didn't mention that at all. New EP coming out on March 12th. I'm very excited about. And after that, I have another EP I'm planning on that's in a very different direction. But maybe after that, I could put that on my list of like make an EP-ish thing, you know, maybe 5-ish generative jams and just kind of put it together. DX7, yeah, FM is like one of my favorite forms of synthesis too, and that's like I said earlier, I think that's why I would want an extra proper oscillator section out of this, so I could do some more FM things with it, because that's what I love about the peak and the Blofeld, is that third oscillator means I can get some crazy shit out of it once you start involving FM. Stream about 10. Yeah, it's almost over here, but we're just answering questions and stuff, but it'll be reposted to watch later. Digital synths too. Already get those sounds with large collections of plugins. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like even the Blofeld, there's the Waldorf Largo, right? I think is what it's called, and it's basically just a VST of the Blofeld. And yeah, I mean, you know, even basic stuff like, you know, Serum or, you know, like the stock Bitwig synths can do a lot more than my hardware can. And you know, shit like Vital's absolutely free and fucking destroys all of these synths really with the ridiculous capabilities. Honestly though, like the Argon 8 kind of reminds me of Vital now that I'm thinking about it with like the wave shaping stuff. So maybe there's some more magic to get out of this thing, and I'm sure as time goes on and I get more familiar with it, I'll have a lot more to say and show. So maybe we'll do another one of these streams in a couple weeks. Once I'm more familiar with the Argon 8 of just like, here's what I've learned and here's some cool shit to try, you know, that kind of thing. I really need to get a better streaming setup for these types of things, because this, if you guys could see this right now, it's absolutely ridiculous in here. Unfinished Works Volume 1, yeah, exactly. Well, it is about 9 o'clock. I got a Fitbit, by the way, so I'm like stylish as hell now. Finally got a Fitbit. I had one for a while, but it crapped out on me. Really didn't work well at all. But now I have a new Fitbit, and it works really well, so that's kind of fun. I still need to learn how to use it, though. It does other stuff I don't know how to make it do yet. Take it apart and peek inside of it? Maybe, probably not. I don't know. Stuff like that, it just depends if I have, like, time. And plus, it's like, I don't want to pull shit apart if there's a bunch of, like, stuff I'm gonna have to pull apart to really see what's inside of it. But I might ask Modal some details and, I don't know, just some suggestions for future firmware ideas. But I'm not going to send them any notes until I've had a lot more time with this thing to really learn it well. Because I feel like there are some extra capabilities that could be added to this thing, and I wonder if, like, I think you said earlier, actually, if it's like a CPU limitation, or what the deal might be. But, yeah, I want some more time with it before I send them any suggestions and make myself look like a dumbass, but I'd be very interested to see what else could be added to this if possible, because I would really like a couple extra things, you know, custom wavetables, like a master oscilloscope view for the screen, and like the reverb algorithm to be improved a lot, because it's kind of gross right now. And like, you know, the delays, I don't know if there's a filter for the delays. I think it's just a full bandwidth delay, so you can't like add like a filtered ping pong delay, and I feel like little touches like that would make this incredibly capable. You know, it's stuff like that that would blow away a lot of other hardware, especially at this price point, but perhaps that's something that's either a limitation of the hardware specifications or, you know, maybe something they're saving for the Argon 9 or some new synth that they're going to do. But I'm very excited to try this out with the Cobalt, though. I feel like that's going to be a pretty cool combination to play with. Yeah, don't break it like the Key SP. So, yeah, I guess I'll leave this open for another moment. If anyone has any final questions, things they want to see, or anything else, I guess let me know. So in the meantime, let's bring in a little bit more music. We'll wait for questions, and then we'll call it a night here in a couple minutes. Finish this here coconut water. I shouldn't be doing this, or I'm going to sit here and jam for like another 3 hours. Oh yeah, join my Discord if you want to ask more questions. Link in the chat. Perhaps I'll do a Discord stream on this as well at some point. Filter morph is nice. Doesn't look like we have any questions. I guess we will close it off here and say goodnight. Let's end this jam. Oh, they do have them. Okay, well that's good to know. So, I think that wraps it up, everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It'll be reposted. If you want to check that out, Discord link in the chat if you want to join and ask questions later. That was really, really fun. Really, really fun. Really looking forward to trying this thing out more in the coming weeks, and the Cobalt whenever that arrives, so we'll probably do another one of these streams then. So yeah, huge shout out to Modal for hooking me up with this thing, and Voltage and Company for sending it along. Really excited to get to know this thing a bit more. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. Hope you have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And hope this inspires you to go make something. If you make something awesome, share it with me. Share it with me in the Discord. Share it with me on Twitter or whatever. And yeah, I think that does it. It's dinner time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.